can't actually be tracked. We don't know where it is.
That's literally not what it, if it's, that's, so he's assuming the report was literally on fraud. It was a report on fraud. It says it in the thing that he even put on the screen.
The Wiki Warrior Destiny is all too trusting of the government at times, and Destiny can't handle Steven Crowder's comments about the amount of fraud that is apparently committed in the government, with Elon Musk and Doge set to clean house. And Destiny is so petty over what Steven Crowder is saying about our wasted taxes that he actually tries to debunk Steven Crowder over semantics and misses the point entirely. I think Destiny may need to upgrade his wiki skills, or it may just be the meth jaw. Let's find out.
That because fraud happens, the government needs less money? Or what even is the, hold on.
The well-being of our troops, to the preservation of our national security, to the tens of millions of Americans who look to the federal government for a wide range of basic services, Democrats and Republicans must work together to fully fund the federal government.
For our country, Madam Speaker, and our communities in the long term, Congress must enact an omnibus funding package.
Oh, okay. Well, we need that money. That's always what you
gotta have it. Oh, yeah.
What, do you believe in roads?
For the children.
Then you believe in socialism.
Yeah.
Here's the truth, okay? Not only do they not need all those dollars, but the new Government Accountability Office report, okay? This is not in doubt. The only portion that's in debate is how bad it is in any given year. But the bare minimum in any given year, the amount of fraud, meaning money that we have no idea where it is, how it's been used, or where to track it. $233 billion to $500 billion a year just from 2018 to 2023 alone.
Okay, so two things. So one, he says this isn't a guess, this is confirmed. So it's not confirmed, right? These are estimates based on studies, right? That's why it says the most conservative estimate is 233 billion. The confirmed amounts were like 7 to 10 billion. Also, this isn't money that's like lost or whatever. This is, it sounds like this is people who are defrauding the government or participating in some sort of fraud in contract or something else against the federal government.
$1 billion a year just from 2018 to 2023 alone.
That's just federally too, isn't it?
Yep. Let's round it. $400 billion a year. This is like ghost money. I'm not saying people go, oh, it looks like maybe actually this wasn't used appropriately. Money that can't actually be tracked. We don't know where it is.
That's literally not what it, if it's, that's, so he's assuming the report was literally on fraud. It was a report on fraud. It says it in the thing that he even put on the screen. Instances of fraud. That's not lost money or unaccounted for money. What does he think fraud means? The most conservative estimate, and these are estimates, in fraudulent payments per year means fraudsters, fraud. What do you, is he mixing up talking points or?
Let's round it. $400 billion. Money that can't actually be tracked. We don't know where it is. So let's call that $400 billion. Hey, you don't think that just starting with that, we could trim $1.5 trillion easily from the budget? That would be a gimme. Just bring forward.
That wouldn't do anything. That would literally do nothing. Why would you assume that if you trim the government budget that less fraud will happen? It doesn't even make any sense. He doesn't even know what he's reading.
The shrimp on a treadmill and that kind of shit. All of that. Bring it forward. $500 billion. We don't know where it is.
That's insane.
Do you have any idea how what you were paying in taxes? Picture all of your taxes just disappeared. You think, I pay my taxes. Great, it's gone. Now it's gone. $500 billion a year. And they want us to believe that we absolutely cannot do.
What was the 7 billion figure? The confirmed fraud, this is an estimate, I think, based on, they used 42 different studies to try to figure out how much fraud they think might exist. The actual confirmed fraud that the government has found, that like they know 100%, like this is fraud, we found it, and I'm guessing like prosecuted it or whatever, is given right here. Confirmed fraud, as reported by the OMB, for fiscal years 2018 to 2022. And these are in billions of dollars. So 5.2 billion, 7.3 billion, 7.3 billion, 4.5 billion, 4.4 billion. This is confirmed fraud. But they're saying that, they're using studies to try to guess that there might be more fraud out there that we just haven't been able to basically capture or find. Yeah.
So Destiny is trying to argue that it's only 5 billion this year, 7 billion this year, etc., right? And what was Steven Crowder saying? Estimates, right? That talking about fraudsters. Okay, so even at that fraudsters, like so now Destiny is trying to debunk Steven Crowder over saying, oh, well, that's not fraud. Those are fraudsters stealing money. And this is stupid. So like, what's the point? Is he not seeing like hundreds of billions of dollars stolen? And he's trying to argue over this little line of, oh, this is the confirmed fraud. Okay, if you type in COVID money lost, just type that in, how much COVID money was basically stolen, and you'll come up with a report of about $160 billion. $160 billion. The Pentagon has failed its audit the last 7 times. The last 7 times. There is a Polish MP that has come out and said half of the money that was sent to Ukraine has been laundered. Like, this type of stuff has been going on for years and years and years. But Destiny wants to look at one line and then take from that, oh, that's the only fraud that's happening. Never mind this report that Steven Crowder is talking about, money that's still stolen. Like, are you really going to argue, oh, well, it's not actually fraud because it's lost in a different way? And yes, we absolutely would or limit the amount of money that's lost to fraud if we shrunk the budget. Why? Because there's less money in the system to be stolen in the first place. Duh, Destiny. Wow. If they don't have it to be stolen, well, then they won't be able to steal it to begin with. I mean, apparently that form of logic evades him. I mean, let me know in the comments. Does that make sense to you? I mean, big government has been so bloated that our money is being siphoned away, stolen away, laundered away. However you want to say it, it's not going to any good use for our well-being and is being wasted in any way that you want to define, but a waste nonetheless. Let me know what you think. Leave a like. Let's get back in.
As a first of its kind government-wide estimate of federal dollars lost to fraud, there are known uncertainties associated with the model and underlying data important to interpreting the results. These include caveats related to applying the estimate to agencies or programs. The GAO's model was developed to estimate government-wide federal fraud. The fraud estimates range represents 3 to 7% of average federal obligations. These percentages should not be applied to the agency at the agency or program level. While every federal program in operation is at risk of fraud, the level of risk can vary substantially. Controls, growth, or shrinkage of budget, and the emergence of new fraud schemes are some reasons the risk level can vary. Like, these are, I'm not saying that because it's an estimate it's wrong or whatever, but I'm saying, one, it's an estimate, it's not confirmed, and two, this is just people defrauding the government, not the government necessarily wasting money or not, like.
Without 100% of this budget. It's not a conspiracy. This is unilaterally agreed upon and proven. And to me, that's probably the worst one, just because
Unilaterally agreed upon and proven. What does that even mean? You're not even first of all, to say unilaterally agreed upon doesn't make sense. But also, like, what do we even, he doesn't even know what he's saying. He doesn't even know what the report that he's quoting means. That's the basis of our government. When we sit down and have a vote, it's how much more are we going to spend? Very rarely cut.
Yeah. It's not even including waste, like projects that we shouldn't be spending money on.
Right. Just fraud.
Like, yeah, that's somebody defrauding us. That's us going, oops, lost the money. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Like, that is absolutely insane. So I'm really glad for Doge, Elon Musk, and Vivek. Like, they're probably going to find, what did he say? He wanted to cut a couple $1 trillion from the budget?
Yeah.
I think with $500 billion as a starting point.
People like Colbert.
Cut a couple $1 trillion from the budget? Our budget is like a couple $1 trillion. What are you talking about? What?
There goes who's clown. We need some adults. You know, I thought we needed some adults when we lost $500 billion this year. Just it's gone. Where are the adults? You're the adult.
They bought islands.
How do you fix it? The gaslighting that takes place. Yeah. They want you to believe, oh, this is absurd. Here's the number one for me. And it's hard for me. There really isn't a claim because this was just buried. Right, and this is a fact that has actually been apologized for on behalf of our government. But when I heard this, I was kind of embarrassed that I didn't know about this. And I'd love for you to comment when you see this. If you did, you probably do if you watch this program. But I didn't for a long time until the mid 2000s. Let's just go with the truth, I guess, at this point. The United States government, conducted experiments on Guatemalans by knowingly allowing 5,000 Guatemalans to contract STDs and withholding treatment. They did this in 1946.
What? How far back are we going? Oh, is this to just undermine vaccine shit, I guess?
Part of the way they spread this was by putting prostitutes into the prison system in Guatemala. Put prostitutes in there, ensured that STDs would spread across Guatemala, and withheld treatment just to see what would happen.
A White House bioethics commission has revealed gruesome new details about American-run venereal disease experiments on unsuspecting Guatemalans from 1946 to 48. The testing focused on sexually transmitted diseases and involved U.S. medical officials intentionally infecting Guatemalan sex workers, prisoner soldiers, mental patients without their permission in order to study the effects of penicillin. The New York Times reports, quote, when some of the men failed to become infected through sex, the bacteria were poured into scrapes made on the penises or faces or even injected by spinal puncture.
Jeez. And you can go and look at the Barack Obama apologized for this in 2010. I believe that Hillary Clinton apologized for it even earlier than that. This happened. Does that make you question your government a little bit, their humanity? They gave Guatemalans STDs and then encouraged them to have lots of sex. Luckily, it was all documented on camera.
Yep. Come on.
Oh, man.
Guys.
Gerald. And you're thinking, well, Guatemala, who cares? I don't know if you know this. The United States, they did this to Americans, too. An STD experiment in Tuskegee, Alabama. So 1932. Your government deliberately lied to 600, at least, black men about treating them for syphilis just to study the effects of untreated syphilis. So they withheld medication from over 600 black men just to see what syphilis does to the human body. And in case you don't believe me, believe Bill Clinton in 1997, who apologized for this experiment on our own people.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Sorry, right clip, here's him apologizing.
On behalf of the American people, what the United States government did was shameful, and I am sorry.
Well, I guess that covers it.
I think it's okay that we did let those guys fly.
Yes.
So we made it up.
Yes.
Sorry about all the, what do we give them? Sexual disease? Yeah, that's our bad.
Yes,
syphilis. Yeah, sorry about the syphilis. Here's an airplane.
It's not that this was never a conspiracy, but it is to me because the media never covered it. Prison system in Guatemala put prostitutes in there, ensured that STDs would spread across Guatemala, and withheld treatment just to see what would happen.
A White House bioethics commission has revealed gruesome new details about American-run venereal disease experiments.
Also, the reason why our country is better than Russia and these other shit countries that they want to turn us into, these other authoritarian dictatorships, notice what she starts off with here.
A White House bioethics commission has revealed gruesome new details about American-run venereal disease experiments on unsuspecting Guatemalans from 19...
The reason why you know this is because we have the ability to audit ourselves, right? This is coming from a U.S. government report reporting on bad things that the U.S. government has done, right? That doesn't happen in Russia, right? You don't get today, at the Kremlin, a Russian bioethics committee board revealed past crimes that Putin committed during the Second Chechen,
1946 to...
Now, first of all, Destiny is wrong. I don't know why he thinks the people on the right, or Steven Crowder, anyone supporting Donald Trump, is trying to make us into an authoritative state like them. I don't know why he would believe that, being that it's been the current administration that's been crushing people, like, through COVID and, keeping people in and risking their jobs and forcing, like, Donald Trump and the people on the right, they didn't do that. They didn't do that. And that sounds more authoritarian than anything else. And look, Destiny is just arguing semantics at this point. I mean, the government wastes our money in all sorts of different ways. They experiment on us on all sorts of different ways. I've been down this rabbit hole. You will find so much stuff, and it will just never end. But Steven Crowder is trying to make the point, we should do something to stop this. We should do something to stop this. Now, I get Destiny saying, oh yeah, this is why America is better. But guess what? Bill Clinton apologized for all that happened way back when. COVID was just a couple years ago. Do you think anybody from the Democrats or anybody later on from the left or any of them are going to apologize for what they did to people during COVID 40 or 50 years later? Do you think that's going to happen? So they're still doing it. They're still doing it. They're still getting away with it. Until there's a consequence of some sort to the people who are doing all of these horrible things, they will keep doing it. Yes, you can have stories that, break and show this, but they keep doing it and they keep getting away with it. And not only that, but plenty of journalists risk their lives in order to find out that information that they try to hide all the time. So look, whether it's over there or whether it's here, there is always going to be a fight between people and the government on some level. And this is exactly what we're seeing. And Destiny is more worried about, fraud is actually only 7 billion. Never mind everything else that's going on with the government and all the problems with it. And probably just the endless levels of bureaucracy that are wasting our money on people sitting around doing nothing. But folks, let me know in the comments what you thought, first of all, about what Steven Crowder had to say about how much money of ours is being wasted, and Destiny's reaction. Thanks for watching. Take care, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you folks on the next one.